Hello. I'm so glad that you are joining us today because it is February 1st. And so we're all about love and Valentine's Day. So with me today is Meredith. She is going to show you some really cool rock painting designs. We hope you'll follow along with us. If you have the kit, great. If you don't and have some supplies at home, you are more than welcome to do that as well. And again, if you have any questions, just reach out. Thank you.
Hey, hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Today, we are working with our hide and seek rock painting kit. Like Michelle said, you can find this at Michael's. And if you do not have this kit, it's okay. All you need are rocks, some acrylic paint, stickers, a paintbrush, and anything else you'd like to decorate your rocks with. Also, what's not included in this kit, you will need a pair of scissors and some water to rinse your brush out. Oh, and some paper towels to dry. So let's open up the box and see what's inside. All right, and let's do a top-down view so our viewers can see. Okay, so first off, what we have here, and it's always important, our handy dandy instructions. So here's our hide and seek rock painting kit instructions, and we will refer to those in a few minutes after we see what else is in the kit. Ooh, we have our fine tip brush, and it's got a little plastic cover on it, so you can just pull that off. And this is perfect for little details on your rocks, like adding eyeballs or lines or whatever you want. And then we have our broad tip brush, and this brush is great for putting that first layer on or covering up large areas of your rock with paint. We have our sponge, and the sponge is actually used with these foil transfers, and we will get to that a little bit later. And we also have these awesome designed line art transfers and another set of those. We have some stickers that you can stick on the bottom of your rock, and what it says is hashtag creativity for kids if you'd like to take a picture of your rock and share it on social media. What else do we have? We have our paint strip. Now this is acrylic paint, but it actually has a special ingredient in it. So if you leave your rocks outside, they are weatherproof. So if they get wet, the paint won't wash off. And finally, we have our rocks. Ta-da! So you actually get, whoa, look at this guy. He's huge. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You get 10 really nice sized rocks in all different shapes and colors. So that's what we've got to work with, which is plenty. All right, so let's go ahead and put some of this stuff aside. Now these rocks are natural rocks, so you'll want to rinse them off because they might have a little bit of dust or dirt on them. Not a lot, but just a little bit. And let them dry before you actually paint them. So put that up there. Okay. Let's see. Oh, just like it says in the instructions, please rinse and dry the rocks before you begin painting. You will need a pair of scissors and a cup of water to complete this activity. You can also use your own fine point permanent marker to add details. So if you have one of those, that'll be helpful too, but you don't need it. And up here, we have an area that explains that you want to cover your work area because we are going to be using paint. So we can cover it up like that to keep your desk or your table nice and neat. Wear a smock or old clothes, just in case you get paint on you. And mix each color before you begin painting. All right, very helpful tips. All right, let's go ahead and try. Okay, so this class we're focusing on Valentine's Day rocks. So we get to paint hearts and what else? Michelle, is there anyone out there that might have some suggestions already as to what they would like to see for Valentine's Day rocks? Wow, look at all these rocks.
So friends, if you have an idea, feel free to put that in the Q&A box and we'll take a look, whether it's hearts or maybe the word love or just some pink rocks. Let us know.
Right, and while we're waiting for some responses, just another helpful hint to allow our colors of paint to look nice and bright on our rocks. We recommend using the white paint and putting a layer of white down first on your rock. So you just want to kind of mix up the paint a little bit with your brush because sometimes the paint settles. And you get some white on your brush there and you just nicely cover the entire face of the rock that you're going to be decorating.
Meredith,
some rocks have little, some rocks are more porous, so the paint might seep into the rock a little bit more. And so you'll want to make sure all of those little nooks and crannies are covered up with paint. All right, Michelle, did you have some suggestions?
we have a lot of suggestions. We have cactus would be fun, a teddy bear, a strawberry, a unicorn, and marbling, which I think would be really cool to see it sort of swirling around. We have others, and we do have a question. What type of paint is this? And if you could answer that out loud, that'd be great.
Sure. The paint we're using is like an acrylic paint. So it's an acrylic paint, but there was another little chemical that was added to it in order to keep it weatherproof. So with these rocks, like these rocks that we've done in the past, you can actually put these outside and it can rain on them and they'll be okay. The paint won't seep off or anything like that. So this is actually a weatherproof acrylic paint. Regular acrylic paint will work just fine as well. And we suggest asking an older friend or someone who knows about paint for some varnish to put over your rock. If you're using regular paint, you can seal your rock so that paint doesn't peel off or come off if you are putting it outside. So that was a great question. Wow, this is so round. Look at this rock. It's so round. It looks like a little snowball. There we go. All right, so those were some really great suggestions. Let's see what stuck out in my head. I know someone said marbling. Someone said a unicorn. What was the first one that you said, Michelle?
A cute cactus, a teddy bear, a strawberry. We did request to show us how to make the hedgehog.
Oh,
oh my goodness, so many ideas.
These are so cute. Okay, so I have not ever made a Valentine's cactus before, but I love that idea. And this rock right here would be amazing for a cactus. I can see it now. We can have a little pot right here, and then one arm of the cactus and the big part of the cactus down here. So I'm going to prepare this rock for the cactus and let it dry, and then we'll come back to this one and actually paint it like a little Valentine's Day cactus. So we'll prepare this one. And that's an important little tip as well. You can look at the different shapes of your rocks, and you'll want to find the rock that speaks to your design the best. So why I chose this rock for the cactus was because the cactus in my imagination is kind of tall and would fit really nicely within the shape of this rock. So let's put that one over there. Okay, so we have a couple here prepared. I actually did this one earlier. So let's go ahead and paint this one with one of the other suggestions. Okay, which one should we pick, Michelle?
Well, either a teddy bear or the pink and red marbling. That would be really cool.
Oh, yeah. All right, well, let's try the teddy bear first. So with the teddy bear, we're going to make it nice and simple because I also have not done a teddy bear before on a rock. So this is going to be a challenging class, but I love challenges, so it's perfect. So I'm going to use a pencil and kind of draw out what the teddy bear in my imagination looks like. And the teddy bear in my imagination is holding a heart. So first we'll start with the teddy bear's head. So that'll be nice and round like that. And then teddy bears have a nice big round tummy like that. So it's kind of like a snowman with two snowballs so far. And then our teddy bear will be sitting. So this will be the front of his little feet like this. So we have his head, we have his body, we have the front or the bottom of his lower foot and the other bottom of his other lower. And then we're going to put a heart right in the center because he's holding the heart in front of his belly. So we have our head, we have our body, we have our foot, we have our other foot. Now we have our heart that he's holding, and we're going to put a little arm, kind of like an oval, on each side of the heart. So I'm hoping everyone can see this pretty well. Oh, duh, and we need ears. Teddy bears have ears, so we need 2 ears on top of his head, like that. 1 ear and the other ear. All right, let's see. Here's a shot of our teddy bear before we paint it all in. Now, I didn't add the face on because we're going to be using paint to paint it all in first. So I would be covering up my my face with the pencil or with the paint. So we will add those details after we first put the paint on. All right, mostly teddy bears are brown. So in order to create a nice brown color, or like a tan color, we're going to use a couple colors. And I have a separate paper towel here for mixing. Like you can see, I mixed two colors to create pink. And those two colors were white and red. But this time we're gonna mix a couple colors in order to get a brown. So we always want to mix darker colors into lighter colors. So I'm going to take a scoop of the yellow and put it on my paper towel here. I put this much. I'm going to take a half a scoop of the orange and put it right next to the yellow. I'm going to mix those together so it creates a nice light orange, like that. Then I'm going to take an itty bitty dot of black and add it and see if that creates brown. There we go. We've got a nice, ooh, that was a little too much. We've got a nice brown going here. So I recommend using something other than a paper towel. Sometimes it's easier to mix on like a paper plate or a piece of plastic, because sometimes the paper towel absorbs your paint and therefore it's harder to pick your paint up and paint with. But this is what we have. And this is what I'm showing you right now. So we'll make it work. Okay, so we're painting in our little teddy bear. Remember to do the ears. So here's one ear. Here's his head. Nice and round. Here's his other ear. So cute. Okay, and then I'm going to paint around the heart. Just like that. And this little teddy bear loves the person who recommended us doing a teddy bear. So thank you for your recommendation. And we're moving on to his body and onto his feet. Like this, and his other foot. Little bear is just sitting here ready to give you a Valentine. How cute. All right. So that's what it looks like so far. Can you guys see our teddy bear coming to life?
So cute. Oh my goodness.
All right, we need to paint in the heart. Should we do it yellow, red, or purple?
I think we should do purple. What do you think?
I like that idea. So we'll mix up the purple a little bit because we haven't used it yet. And we will paint in our heart. Being careful not to paint over our teddy bear's hand. Because we still want it to look like our teddy bear's holding on to it. Here we go. Okay. Now's the time we will add our detail. So if you have a permanent marker, that would be really helpful. And if you don't have a permanent marker, we'll be using our fine tip brush and adding eyes and a nose and a little smile to our teddy bear. Now, since this is such fine little detailed work, I'm going to leave our rock down on the table to do this instead of holding it up to the camera. But after I'm done adding the detail, I'll hold it up to the camera so everybody can see. So I just did his eyes. And his nose, I want to make it a heart-shaped nose. And then his little mouth, whoop, whoop, like that. And then I'll add a little bit of outline around his arms and his feet, his body. When you add little details, it really helps define the shape that you're painting. It really helps tell the story of your little character. So, just like an illustrator in a book, you can give your little creatures as much character as you want by adding details like a heart to let you know that, oh, this is a Valentine's bear, or maybe this bear just loves people or just loves you. So by adding details like this, you can kind of create a little story from your rocks. Ooh, I forgot, we need to put a little bit of pink in his ears. So to make pink, I'm going to use the white. Just scoop the white right onto your paper towel or your mixing area, and then add a little bit of red, and you'll get a pink. And we'll add the pink inside our bear's ears. Ta-da! Here is our Valentine's bear.
Oh my goodness, Meredith.
Yay!
Best favorite rock that you've ever done. That is.
Thank you, Michelle. I hope the person who suggested that rock enjoyed seeing us create their idea as well. I think I'll put a little bit of polka dots around it just to add some more color to our rock. But this worked out really well. Thank you, whomever suggested this.
Big shout out to Tammy. Thank you so much.
Hey, Tammy.
We loved it.
Yeah, okay. Michelle, I will leave this on your desk and you can pick it up whenever you want.
Thank you.
All right, so our next rock, we're gonna make our Valentine's Day cactus. So I'm very excited about this one too, because like we said before, I've never done a Valentine's Day cactus on a rock before. If you're wondering what that noise was, that was me closing the paint. So as you can tell, the paint containers close very well and keep your paint nice and fresh, so you can come back to it and use it again and again. All right, so for our first thing, we're gonna do, I think what we should do is use our pencil again, and we're gonna make a pot. So this is what the cactus lives in. It's an indoor cactus that is in someone's house. And the pot actually matches the color of their drapes, which is this pretty sky blue. So I already have an idea of what color we're going to make the pot. So we're going to make that nice and blue. Now, from my memory, cactuses have these like a main part and then arms that kind of come off of it. So since this is a Valentine's Day cactus, one of their arms should probably be holding either a Valentine's Day card or a heart or something like that. So we're going to leave enough room over here for that arm to hold something. So I'm going to start up here and do the main shape of the cactus like that. So right now it's just kind of like a big oval. And now we're going to add the cactus arm. Some cactuses have flowers too. So maybe we'll put a little flower if we can. We'll put another little arm down here. Hello. Cactus is starting to come to life already. All right, so let's go ahead and paint our cactus and our pot in. I'm going to go with our cactus first. So we'll mix up our green because we haven't used it yet. And we'll paint in our cactus arm. Hello, cactus is waving at you. And that's the bottom of our cactus. Here's the side. It's crazy. I have a cactus that blooms over and over again, like all year round. I don't know how, but I've been able to keep it alive. I'm not very good at keeping many things like plants alive, so this cactus is very magical to me. There we go. So if you're following along, we've already got our cactus. Now we'll rinse out our brush. And we'll do, oh, wouldn't it be cute if there was a heart on the pot as well? Okay, we're going to add a heart to the pot as well. Whoop, whoop. Okay, so that's going to be a red heart on a blue pot. Oh, maybe it should be a yellow heart. Okay, it's going to be a yellow heart on a blue pot. Okay. So this is the top of the pot. And some pots have like a brim that kind of is a little bit bigger than the rest of the pot. So that's what we just created right there. And then here's the rest of the pot where all the soil or dirt or rocks that keep cactuses alive lives. And I'm going around our heart because sometimes when you're painting a lighter color over a darker color, it doesn't work very well. So instead of trying to do that, I just left the heart area open so I can just add the yellow paint. There we go. All right, we have our pot. Can you guys see it coming to life? Oh, you're cute.
Great job.
Okay. I hope you guys are enjoying this because I'm having a lot of fun doing these little characters. It was very much fun. Okay, here's our yellow heart. Whoop. One half. Whoop. other half. Oh, that is adorable. Okay. So let's see, we need to add some little spikies and a little face and a heart to our cactus. So I think I'll use the yellow to add the little spikies because I don't want the spikies to look really dangerous. And if I were to make them with the black paint, they might look a little dangerous. So we're just going to use yellow because that's a much more sunshiny color for our little cactus friend. And the yellow will actually go with the yellow heart on the pot that he lives in. So we have to put spikies on his little arms too. Spikies, spikies. So I hope whoever recommended the Valentine's Day cactus is agreeing with my decisions in color and in design. And I hope they're enjoying this as much as I am. So I really appreciate your recommendation. So sometimes you have to wait a little bit for the paint to dry, especially if you put a lot of paint in one area. This is how it looks so far. But we didn't put too much paint in any one area. So I'm able to pretty much just paint right over the areas that we've already done, which is very nice for people who don't have a lot of patience. Here we go. Aw, okay. We're gonna add a little heart to his hand. Or maybe it's a girl cactus, I'm not sure. And that is gonna be red. And I'm going to do that down on the table too, just so I get it in the right place. Aww. Aw, this is super cute. This cactus loves you. Okay. Okay. Here's what that looks like. Yeah. So already we have 2 hearts on our rock. This is perfect for Valentine's Day. Okay, now we need to add a cute little smiley face. And right now, the cute little smiley face that I know how to make are 2 little itty bitty eyeballs, just like little circles. Boop. And boop. And then a little itty bitty mouth that's smiling. Oh, how about that? Oh, look at you. Okay. Are we done with our cactus? I think we're pretty much there. Or should we add any more details? What do you think, Michelle?
I think it looks fabulous.
Yay! Okay, me too. All right, you cute little cactus. You're going to live here for now. Okay, so I do have another technique to show you guys, which involves our beautiful transfers. So as you can see, we have this wonderful heart, which is just perfect for Valentine's Day. And they're really easy to use. All you do is you, first of all, you paint a rock, whatever color you'd like. I think maybe we'll use this blue one. And then you cut out your transfer. And as you can see, the transfer has a protective sheet over it. Just remove the protective sheet like that. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna close up my paint since we're not using that right now. There we go. All right, so we took the protective sheet off of our transfer. Now we're going to take it and put it face down on our rock like that. And it's kind of sticking by itself because the transfer is a little bit sticky and you want it to be, you want it to stay in place. So now we take our sponge and get it a little bit wet. We want it wet enough so we'll be able to wet the entire paper that the transfer is on. So I get it wet and then I usually kind of start in the center and push down so the wetness travels throughout the paper. And at the same time, you kind of push down with the sponge on the transfer. So it releases from the backer paper, which it just did. Yay! Ta-da! Shiny heart. Shiny heart transfer for Valentine's Day. And the most successful transfers happen on flatter rocks. So this one was kind of curved. And you can see just a little bit over here, it didn't transfer all the way because there was such a hard curve right there. But in general, these transfers are gorgeous and work very well. So when you do add a transfer though, we recommend keeping these out of the weather unless you do add some kind of a varnish or protective coating over top. So these might be more so indoor rocks that you can hide or give to people. All right, so we have our transfer, and then you can always add some decoration around it.
Meredith, we do have a suggestion that you could outline it with red paint.
Ooh, we could do what?
We could outline the heart.
Oh, yeah. I love that idea. I was just wondering, how should we add some more decoration to it? We can put some red outline around the heart. And I'll use my fine tip brush for that. Go around. Oh, it's beautiful. This gold transfer paper is just picking up so many colors. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but I have a red shirt on, so it's kind of reflecting in this gold transfer paper. So it looks really cool. And the other side. Whoop. Oh, that looks really neat. Thank you to our friend who suggested this detail work. That looks great. Oh, yay! Look at how sweet that looks. I love it. All right, we'll put this one aside to dry now. Okay, so I remember this very exciting thing that another person suggested, and that was to do a marbling effect. So let's go ahead and try that with a couple colors. So when you're marbling, you're using the paint while it's still wet, and you're kind of swirling it around on your rock. So what I'm going to do, I'd like to use 3 different colors. I'm going to use red, pink, and white. So I need to make my pink. So here is our white. Going to add a little bit of red to it. Now, when I put the red and the white on the rock, it will probably create some pink anyway, but I just want to be sure that there's enough pink. So I'm going to scoop that and put it in a nice blob on our rock like that. Then I'm going to scoop, actually, I'm going to wash out my brush and scoop some white paint and blob it on our rock as well. So both of these colors are still wet. Now I'm going to take some red paint and blob it on too. And I'm going to put red in a couple places. Oopsies. So, as I said, oopsies, you may have seen my brush accidentally go into the white when I applied the red. Well, this is what we're doing. We're going to just kind of swirl our paint with our brush all around our rock to create a really cool marbling effect. Now, the key to this is to not really blend it so much as just smear it around. So I'm using the brush tip, but you can also try using the back handle of your other brush. So instead of blending it, you're just moving the color into the other colors. So we have our marbling effect. It looks like there's a little too much red over here. Yeah, what do you think?
That looks fantastic, Meredith.
Hey, thank you, Michelle.
We have a question about the transfers.
Yeah.
If you touch the transfer with paint, will that actually mess up the transfer once it's on the rock?
Oh, no, not at all. So I'll show you an example of that too. We'll let this one dry. Oh, I love this. Thank you for the person, our friend who suggested the marbling. Okay, so we'll let that one sit over here and dry. And I'll show you another transfer in which we do exactly what that person was asking. So we happen to have a couple transfers that are just perfect for Valentine's Day. Look at these, they already have hearts in them. So let's go ahead, close up our paint. And we will take our brush out of our water. There we go. And we can cut out the transfers that you want to use. Now, like I said earlier in class, if you do not have this kit at home, and you do want to try to do a transfer, we recommend trying different things like adding a sticker, or if you have those fake tattoos that you might find in a kit or possibly at Michael's, you can try that. But these were specially designed for this kit, so you might not find these exact ones, but whatever you find, you can try. So let's go ahead and add a transfer. We'll add 2 transfers to this yellow rock. And just as we did before, you cut out the design you want, and you take off the protective coating or the protective sheet. Clear. Yeah. and you put it face down on your rock. And I'm going to try and put it on a flat part of the rock, maybe here. And push it down. And we use our handy dandy sponge and just wet it from the center outward. And I don't know if you guys saw, but when I put the heart, the metallic gold heart on the first one that we did, I added the water and the transfer just slid right off. And sometimes that happens, and sometimes what you need to do is kind of like peel up the side and make sure it's sticking. And if it isn't sticking, then you add some more water, but if it is sticking, then you can just easily peel the backer paper off, like this one. Hello. So we've got our fun little face on our rack, and maybe I put love on the other side, or maybe I'll hold this one for another rack. I'll hold those two for another rack. So after you put your transfer on, if it's still a little bit wet from your from the water, you can kind of just dab it. You don't want to dab it too much, or else the transfer might start coming off. But you do want it dry before you start putting paint on it. So you can see my little hearts, my heart eyes, our little mouth. So I'll be adding paint to the transfer where his tongue is, or her tongue is. So you can see that you can use paint right over top of the transfer, and it works very well.
Meredith, if you wanted to, could you add a transfer and then add another transfer on top, like create a layering effect?
Ooh, you know, I have never tried that. I think we'll have to try that. So as you can see, our little transfer, our heart-shaped eye, friendly face has a red tongue now. So yes, you're definitely able to do that. Now let's try what you just proposed, adding a transfer over another transfer. So what should we do here? How can we do that? What transfers might be able to, oh, I know. We'll use our turtle, and we can put, let's see, one of these stars in the center of our turtle. What do you think about that?
Cool.
We'll try it.
Yeah, let's try it.
All right. We are all about trying new things today. Very exciting. So now this transfer of the heart, or of the stars, I'm just going to cut the one of them off instead of using both of them, because we want to try to layer it on the turtle. So I think it will look best if there's only one star instead of two stars. Okay. Now I just happen to have this pink rock all ready and painted. So we will add our friendly little turtle to our pink rock. Here you go, buddy. And we'll water it up. Making sure it's all nice and wet. And you don't really want it too wet where it's like dripping all over the place. But you do want it wet enough in which the transfer is going to come off. So let's take a peek and see the transfer is ready to come off. Oh, I think it is. Come on, it'll transfer. Hello. Here we are. So, all right. Now some of the transfer moved a little bit, so I'm just putting it back in place with the end of my paintbrush. Now this is an experiment for putting one transfer over another. I don't know if it'll work or not, so we can see. We're all gonna see together here. Okay, oops, I have to remove the protective sheet from our star. Oh, I'm going to trim it just a little bit more too. Okay. Now I'll take the protective sheet off. And we'll put our star right in the middle of our turtle. And we'll wet it again. Oh, my sponge was starting to take part of our turtle transfer off. I think I might need to add more water. Okay, let's see. It did work. All right, you can do it, but it's a little bit tricky.
Wow.
So when you do add one transfer over the first transfer, you might need to wait until the first transfer dries completely before adding the second one, or else you might kind of squish up your first one like you see here. But what a cool idea. Thank you so much for suggesting that. That was really neat. So now once your transfer dries, once all the water dries off of your transfer, you can paint it with your paint. So we'll let that sit over here and dry a little bit.
Meredith, I do have a friend who would love to see the hedgehog painted.
Oh.
I don't know if we have enough time. We probably have about 7 or 8 minutes left.
Okay, let's try it. So let's use this rock as a hedgehog rock. I can already see it. This here is his little head. This is his body, and hedgehogs are kind of spiky, but not as spiky as porcupines, right? And they have a little ear. So we have our head here. I'm going to make a nice oval for a head, like that. And then our hedgehog goes all the way up here. And then I'm going to just complete his body by drawing a line over to his head. Kind of like the turtle at this point. And then a hedgehog, I think it has a pointy little tail. Is that right?
I think very short.
Very short little tail. Okay. And then hedgehogs have little baby feet too, right? Just like that.
They do. There you go.
And hedgehogs, they do have ears like that. Okay. So our ears, our little feet. And since it is Valentine's Day almost, we do want to make this somehow Valentine's Day related as well. So what should we do to make this more Valentine's Day-y? Let's see. These are kind of the hedgehog hair coming off. How about if we have 2 hearts that are maybe stuck onto the hedgehog? Hey, Let's give that a try. Like that. So here's our basic idea. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, a hedgehog is kind of tan, right? I'm going to have to ask you for your assistance with colors because I really can't imagine what Mr. Hedgehog looks like. Let's see. Is it a tan color?
It's a tan color.
So some white and then some yellow. So that's light yellow, maybe some orange in there too.
Mhm.
Let's see what that looks like. All right, so we have something of a light orange-y color. So I'll go ahead and paint our hedgehog face. Boop. Oh, and you know what? I didn't prepare this rock with any white paint. So we can see what that looks like if you don't happen to prepare your rock with a layer of white first. And it's okay if you don't. And we can all see, you know, the color of this rock might actually be just perfect for a hedgehog. Our little feet. Whoop, whoop. And our tail. All right, so we've got our base layer of color all painted on there. Just need to do his other ear. Cute. Okay. Now, I think, let's see, is the hedgehog's face maybe a different color? Like maybe it's got some white in it?
I believe it's just a little bit lighter
Okay.
than the body.
So I'll just add some white to the color that we were using. So that'll pick up that light orangey, yellowy color. And now we'll put it on his face. Hello, welcome to the world, little hedgehog. And I'm actually gonna make his ears that color too. Okay. All right, so we have our base layer done, we have our head done. Let's go ahead and add our hearts in there. And I'll do, I've already done a red heart, a yellow heart, a purple heart. Maybe I do a blue heart on this one. Oh, maybe a blue and a green heart. So here's our blue heart. And our base layer for our body isn't completely dry, but that's okay because it's still working. You can see our blue heart. And we'll put a little green heart here too. Yay. So cute. All right, now it's time to add some details like the little spikies that are on hedgehogs. I wonder what those are called. Is that hedgehog spikes or hedgehog hair or hedgehog fur? I don't know. I have a lot to learn about hedgehogs. That will do orange, just like I said about the cactus. I didn't want to do black spikies because sometimes black is really, really dark, and we like to do colorful things with our painting of our rocks, and sometimes black is just wonderful, but sometimes you can use other colors like yellow or orange, and it works out just fine too, and it gives it a lot more color. Oh, this is a really cute little hedgehog. And I think some hedgehogs you can actually pick up and just hold in the palm of your hand. They're so little. At least that's what I think I've seen in the past. Oh, you cute little guy. Hello, little hedgehog. All right, Michelle, we need a name for our hedgehog. What should our hedgehog's name be?
Oh no, I mean, he looks so happy with those hearts on him. Friends, if you have a suggestion, please put it in the Q&A.
All right, we have yet to put his little face on. So I'm going to outline his little ear with orange and his head a little bit with orange instead of using the black. But I will put his eyes and his little nose and his little mouth with the black. I'm making his feet orange too. Cute. All right, did anyone have a suggestion for our name?
Not yet. Maybe they're still working on their designs.
Oh, okay. Hi, you little fun little hedgehog.
Oh, here we go. We've got, we actually have a suggestion from two people with the same name.
What? What is it?
Snuggles.
Snuggles. Oh, Snuggles. You are a cute little hedgehog, Snuggles. I'm gonna, oh, I think we're done. Here's Snuggles the hedgehog. Hi, I'm Snuggles. I hope one day you can meet me and hold me in your hand. Valentine's Day hedgehog.
Yeah, you know what we'll have to do? We'll have to put a tracking sticker on the bottom of it. It's free and hide it somewhere so that a friend can find it and re-hide it.
Oh, I love that idea. We will do that. That's a great idea.
I would love to keep them all, but sometimes you just have to set them free and let another friend find it.
I think you're right. So here's, I touched up our little transfer a little bit with the black. So this guy's all ready to go too. We'll put a sticker on him and hide him too. So, all right. Well, did we have any other questions before we leave today?
We just have a friend who would love for you to hold up your rocks so they can see the details just one at a time.
Oh, sure. So we have our cute little cactus rock, Valentine's Day cactus, who we didn't give a name, but we can call this cactus Carly. Hi, Carly. Mm-hmm. And we have our sweet little Valentine's Day teddy bear. Hello. With polka dots. And we have our marbled rock, which once this dries, I'm going to put a transfer over top of this one, and it'll be a really cool background. We have our little snuggles here, our cute little hedgehog. And we have our gold transfer of a heart. And then we have our heart-shaped eye transfer. It kind of looks like a bean, but it's a rock. And I think that was it. We had our double transfer, which was such a cool idea. All right. Well, what do you think, Michelle?
Thank you so much, Meredith. I've loved watching you create all of these rocks.
Well, thank you for having me, and thank you all for joining us for another very fun activity of rock painting. And I look forward to seeing you for our next class. Bye.